Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be giving my match predictions for the quarter-finals of the FA Cup, man. Who do you think's going to win? We still have some amazing teams left in this competition. We've got the European, the world champions, Chelsea still here, Manchester City, the Premier League champions, and Liverpool, obviously one of the best sides in Europe. We still got some great underdogs as well. Nottingham Forest undefeated at home in this year's competition. We also got Middlesbrough, known as the giant killers these days, defeating Spurs and Manchester United. So do you think they can upset Chelsea? But I'm telling you, man, I'm so grateful we're going to be able to see these teams play on this weekend in terms of the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. We got some amazing fixtures lined up. We got Middlesbrough versus Chelsea, and like I said, Middlesbrough, the giant killers, versus the European champions Chelsea. We got Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. Liverpool have been in fine form, but we know how Nottingham Forest have made their stadium a fortress, beating teams like Leicester and Arsenal. And we also got a Premier League tie between Southampton and Manchester City, who are no slouches, especially Manchester City, who are the Premier League champions. So before I go my video and give my predictions, you know I'm going to say, make sure you guys like, comment, and hit that big subscribe button right there. And make sure you guys give me your own predictions in the comment section. And please hit the subscribe button. I'm only like 90 subscribers away from the magic 1,000 subscribe mark. So please guys, hit the subscribe button if you like the content. And only 10% of you guys actually subscribe to my channel. So it really help the channel grow. So the first game I'm going to be predicting is Middlesbrough versus Chelsea. And I think this is going to be the game of the weekend, because we've got the European champions, the world champions, visiting the Riverside Stadium, where Middlesbrough have had so much success this season. And in this competition, beating sides like Manchester United away from home at Old Trafford, and also a team like Spurs at Riverside Stadium. So Chelsea can't be licking their lips thinking it's going to be an easy tie, because we have seen all competition Middlesbrough rise up to the occasion when a better side play them. Going in this game, I really think Middlesbrough should like their chances, love their chances of actually upsetting Chelsea. A, like I said, they've been some top teams so far in this competition. B, that the Riverside Stadium, they're going to have their faithful fans chanting, singing all game. When we know Chelsea are going to struggle to get their fans into the stadium, I don't even think fans are going to be there because of the Roman Abramovich sanction. So Chelsea are not going to have their faithful away fan base supporting them, giving them that extra 10 to 15% energy when in crucial moments of the game. It's just going to be all Middlesbrough, and it's a Saturday night, and I really feel like it's going to be a packed out stadium. So Middlesbrough, the fans, the players are just going to be up for this. They're going to be excited, and I really think they have a great opportunity. And the biggest reason I feel like Middlesbrough can win this game is because we've seen Chelsea all season struggle in the domestic competitions. They've beaten teams at Plymouth, they've beaten teams at Luton Town to get to this stage. But let's remember what happened in the games. Let's contextualize these matters. The game against Luton Town away from home, they had to come from 2-1 down to win the game 3-2, relying on Romelu Lukaku to score the pivotal goal in the 77th minute to ensure that they were able to go into this stage of the FA Cup. The round before that, they had to go to extra time against Plymouth at home at Stamford Bridge. Extra time against Plymouth, the League One side. That should not be happening to Chelsea. And I know what they say. In cup competitions, it doesn't matter how you play. It matters that you go through. But if you're playing a team like Middlesbrough, who are filled with confidence, already slayed some good sides already, you can't be playing like this, because Middlesbrough have proved time and time after again that they can get the job done. So if Chelsea leave this game close, I really and truly think Middlesbrough have a great opportunity to advance to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Going into this game, Chris Wilder, the new manager of Middlesbrough, I really feel like he should pressurize Chelsea from the start, see what they have, see if they can break the press. Because if you saw the game against Newcastle, Chelsea really struggled to break out of the press. They were literally blitzing on them. Sometimes the defenders, sometimes Jorginho got caught out of position, especially in the first half, but Newcastle weren't good enough to make the most out of their chances. Let's see if Middlesbrough will be able to do this. We saw Middlesbrough deploy this tactic against Spurs at home at the Riverside Stadium in their last game, winning 1-0, and they had so much joy because they were dominating the game throughout the whole of the 90 minutes, even going up to the 120th minute mark, man. Middlesbrough were the deserved winners against Spurs. So let's see what Wilders does. Will he sit back, or will he actually go for the game, absorbing the energy from the fans, using it to their advantage, and actually tackle the world champions Chelsea in this game? Also, it's going to be interesting to see what lineup Chelsea do start, because they're going to France to face Lille in the last 16 of the Champions League. Will Tuchel look to adjust to rotate his squad, because obviously they're going to be tired from the away trip in France? Will they field out a weaker opposition which Middlesbrough will be able to take advantage of? Will yet to be seen, and we'll see how Chelsea do line up. And going in this game, I really feel like Middlesbrough have a great chance of actually beating Chelsea. The aura, the spirit, the environment around the club, Chelsea, is at all-time low because we do not know what's going to happen with the club, with Roman Abramovich, when he's going to sell the club. And we've even saw Chelsea put in a petition to try and make the game be played behind closed doors so Middlesbrough wouldn't have their fans to support them. So look, Chelsea look timid and they actually look scared of Middlesbrough. So would they really play with free-flowing confidence when we know what's happening around the club? So going in this game, I'm truly going to be predicting an upset, my first upset prediction, and I think Middlesbrough will be able to beat Chelsea 2-1. So the next game I'm going to be predicting is Southampton versus Manchester City, and stylistically, this has the potential to be the best game in terms of the FA Cup ties in the quarter-finals. We know what Manchester City are, free-flowing, the best team in the country so far because obviously they're the reigning champions and are top of the league so far, and we've seen Southampton in the last month or two really pick up form, really pick up important victories and important points in greater oppositions where you would think they would probably lose the game. This is a great opportunity and chance for both sides to march down to Wembley to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. So let's see what happens in this fixture. And going in this game, both teams will see this as a great opportunity to start to pick up form again because in the last few weeks or so, they've been losing or drawing. We know Manchester City have lost to Spurs. They drew to Crystal Palace away from home. Not important victories and results you'd be thinking, especially when they have Liverpool breathing down their neck. And we've seen Southampton lose a few games in a row. So both teams will be looking at this game as a great opportunity to build up form going into the latter half of the season. And going in this game, let's not be silly. Let's not make up stories and fairy tales. We know Manchester City are the clear favourites, especially since they have a week off because they're not in the Champions League. They played last week in the Champions League, already qualified. So the last game they played was against Crystal Palace. So they're going to be fully rested. They're going to be rejuvenated going into this game against Southampton away from home. And they're not going to have to rotate their squad that much so they can play their world-class players of Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden on his day, Bernardo Silva. I know Jack Grealish hasn't been in great form, but you have other options like Riyad Mahrez, Jesus, whoever you want to start. We know whatever team Manchester City filled out is going to be a strong team and it's going to be difficult and hard for any opposition to stop Manchester City free-flowing, interchanging football. However, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We know what Southampton are. We've seen them all season. And if we've seen the last two results they've had against Manchester City, they have drawn both games, only conceding one, even at the Etihad, getting a 0-0 draw. So going in this game, Southampton are no slouches. They know how to keep Manchester City out of the net. They know how to stop their free-flowing football to ensure that they can get goals which they need to win the game. Southampton have been doing it. So Southampton will have this confidence, will have this inner belief that they can hold on to a 0-0, a 1-1 draw, and potentially penalties can get in the way and make sure that they can go into the semi-finals of this competition. Southampton know how to get the result done, and I don't want people underestimating and think it's going to be a walk in the park because Southampton have done it before. Players like Salisu had an amazing game against Manchester City in his last encounter, blocking everything, clearing every single ball which got into his way. So he's going to be raring, his confidence is going to be up because he knows how to stop Manchester City, it appears like. And other players as well, Che Adams, Brozier, let's see if they're going to be having an important game because we know Manchester City's high line. Let's see if they can use their pace and strength and power to literally negate this and try go on goal to score against Ederson. So going in this game is going to be fairly interesting. We'll see what happens. And we know Southampton, whenever they face teams which are better than them, they rise to the occasion. Against Manchester United, drawing twice to Manchester City, beating West Ham away from home 3-2, beating Tottenham Hotspur away from home as well, coming back from 2-1 down. Southampton knows what it takes to beat a top side. So let's not be surprised if they do against Manchester City. However, going in this game, Manchester City have a point to prove. They've not been playing well in the last month or so. It feels like the tempo and the speed of the performances have dropped the way they've been playing. The quality has not been there. So Pep Guardiola is going to drill it in their heads that we need to build momentum, especially with Liverpool game coming up soon. So we need to win as many games as possible so we have the inner confidence to face Liverpool later on in the season. So going this game, I'm going to be predicting a 2-0 away victory for Manchester City. So the next game I'm going to be predicting is Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. And as a Liverpool fan, when I saw Nottingham Forest literally get drawn out of the hat, I was not happy at all. Of course, I didn't want to play Chelsea or Manchester City, tough and difficult games. But if I was going to play any other team, it was not going to be Nottingham Forest, especially at their stadium, because they have not lost at their stadium in an FA Cup tie since 2015. And it's not like they faced some slouches. They faced Arsenal twice, including this season, beating them comfortably. They thrashed Leicester City 4-1, even when Liverpool couldn't even beat Leicester City early on in the season, losing 1-0 at their stadium. So Nottingham Forest know how to grind out results, especially since they have their loyal, faithful fan base cheering them on, giving them that extra motivation to literally take on any opposition they face on the other side. So Liverpool cannot be walking in this game thinking they're going to walk all over Nottingham Forest when they have been beating great sides in this competition alone. And also adding to this, Nottingham Forest are undefeated in their last 5 games in the Championship, so they're not coming into this game not filled with confidence. They are playing some decent football, so Liverpool must gear up to actually live up to the test against a good Championship side. But going in this game, although I think Liverpool will struggle, and they will struggle, they will not look like themselves, I feel like, on occasion against Nottingham Forest. It's going to be heavy reliant this game is if Van Dijk and Fabinho start in this game. Because we know Klopp wants to rotate sometimes, and he doesn't take these sort of competitions very serious. I know we won the Carabao Cup and the squad looks much more thicker compared to before, but even then, sometimes he likes to rest his key players for upcoming Premier League games because we have a title race on our hands. So if players like Van Dijk and Fabinho do not start, it's going to be a massive miss, especially when they have Johnson and Davis on the other side, the Nottingham strikers who we know have been in decent form so far this season. However, going this game, I feel like Liverpool do have enough, especially going forward. We can rotate our players, even if Salah doesn't start, we still have Firmino, we still have Jota. If DS doesn't start, we know Minamino has been in decent / good form when it comes to cup competitions, really found his role when it comes to Liverpool. So going this game, I feel like Liverpool will just have enough to crawl over the line against Nottingham Forest. It's going to be a difficult game, a hostile atmosphere, a ridiculous environment where the fans are going to be cheering throughout the whole of the 90 minutes. So Liverpool, I hope we win. I'm going for a 2-1 victory away from home. So the next game I'm going to be predicting is Crystal Palace versus Everton. 2 established Premier League sides. Obviously Everton, we don't know where they're going to go. Maybe they're going to go into the Championship. So this might be premature of a statement to say. But right now they are in the Premier League. And it's going to be a good tie to see both teams face off with each other. And going in this game, the Eagles, Crystal Palace are flying at the moment. Undefeated in the last 4 games. Showing that they can hang with the best. Teams like Manchester City run themselves into the ground to get an important 0-0 draw, and they can show they can have real quality against teams like Wolves on the break with players like Elise, Zaha, Gallagher leading the ball in transition. They've shown on time and time after again, especially under Vieira, they can showcase their quality. So going in this game, Everton are obviously facing a tough outfit in Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have already beaten Everton this season, 3-1. And I know it's under a different manager, Rafa Benitez, but let's not act like things are better under Frank Lampard, especially away from home, when he's been the manager for the last 5 or 6 games or so, and he has still yet to find a victory away from his home stadium, Goodison Park. So why am I going to predict Everton to beat a informed Crystal Palace side undefeated in the last 4 games or so, when Frank Lampard hasn't even won away from home yet as a Everton manager? We are full and well aware that the defenders at Everton, Godfrey, Keane, who makes mistakes 24/7, a B-Tech Maguire, we know they're going to give chances to Crystal Palace on occasions, and Crystal Palace are going to finish up their dinner. Players like Elise, Zaha, like I said, are dangerous, tricky wingers, which any players from Everton will not want to face on the wing. So going in this game, Crystal Palace, I think, will win. They will dominate from the start, and we know the banging of that drum at Selhurst Park is going to make it a hostile environment, especially, like I said, Frank Lampard hasn't been shown to be able to make his players roll up their sleeves, to really be able to be in the fight and the grit of the game. So going in this game, I honestly think there's one winner. It's going to be a quite easy victory as long as the Crystal Palace players have their heads screwed on. Not think it's going to be a walk in the park. So I'm going to be predicting a 3-1 victory at home for Crystal Palace.